Alright, welcome to this primer. I'm going to do the basics of setting up a compressor properly. This is for a live scenario, but I'm going to do it in Logic anyway, just so you can get an idea of what's going on. Then you can take it back to your desk wherever, you work or you do your compression thingies. So, why do we compress? Why are people so afraid of compressing? What is compression? So compression is taking the dynamic range of a microphone, which is everything from super up close to 30 centimeters away, which is not far away, and getting a realistic signal out of that. So a microphone does not work like your ear. It doesn't have the same sensitivity curve as your ear, so a compressor helps you get this and this to sound like something intelligible to your ear. Very important. I don't think anybody should be without a compressor. So I'm just going to load my favorite compressor quickly. This is the Red 3. It doesn't matter what compressor you use. Here's my metering. You can see as I speak, my needle is moving. Now, I need to get that needle to be at a good input gain. Okay, so when I'm singing quietly, singing a line, and when I'm singing loudly, singing a line, that I'm hitting the threshold. There's two ways of doing this. I can either bring the threshold down, see how the red needle moves, and the red needle goes and finds the audio, or if I've got enough headroom, I can trim the input, see how I'm pushing the volume up towards the red needle. It's probably a combination of the two. So I'm going to give 3 dB boost on the input, and I'm going to bring my threshold down until I start seeing my gain reduction needle moving. So let's just bring it down and down. There you go. You see, now this needle works backwards. This needle is telling me for every decibel I go up, I'm coming down a certain amount of decibels. And that ratio is determined here. 1.5 to 1 decibels of decreased volume for every 1 decibels put in. Okay, I'll go over it again. Don't want to lose you guys. If I change my ratio to 4 to 1, now, for every 1 decibel that crosses that red line, it's going to be reduced by 4 times. So, I'm going to bring my threshold down even more and watch how dramatically the reduction moves. At minus 30, look, I'm losing 15 decibels. You'll hear now that actually the volume level that you're getting in your headphones is decreased dramatically. And what we have to do now, this is where we have most of our complaints from musicians, sound guys not using a makeup gain. So I'm going to punch the compressor out. And you see now my volume level is perfectly acceptable. But it's not compressed, so I get very quiet parts and very loud parts, and that's a problem. I punch my compressor in, and now it's compressing correctly, but I need to apply makeup gain. So I'm losing probably between 10 and 12 dB. So let's put 10 or 12 dB back in. Now my signal is compressed. You can hear my voice is more front. And if I speak quietly, or if I speak loudly, it compresses that signal. It gives me a more consistent signal, and now the sound engineer doesn't have to fight the fader, the slider on the desk, and the musician, the singer, doesn't have to apply, over apply mic technique. Let the hardware do some of the job. Mic technique goes a long way, but the fault in design is actually with the microphone, and a compressor solves that. So that's your primer on compression. Set your input gain until you are pushing up against the threshold. Move your threshold around until you are seeing a gain reduction movement. Choose your ratio. Guys usually use 1.5 or 2 to 1 for vocals. I do a lot of podcast stuff, so that's 4 to 1 just to really keep it evenly keeled. We'll worry about these other buttons in another episode. That's it. Remember makeup gain, guys. If you only remember one thing, remember makeup gain, because without makeup gain, this is what the guys are hearing in their monitor. Perfectly fine with no compressor, and then a bit problematic with the compressor dialed in. Makeup gain. Okay, cool. Got any questions? Want to learn anything else? Let me know.